Welcome to the AI Coach by Anil Nathu. Imagine for a moment running your business with a kind of crystal ball. Not, some mystical smoky orb, but something far more powerful, more precise. Artificial intelligence. That's really what AI is offering for financial forecasting now. It's fundamentally transforming what used to be, well, let's face it, a pretty murky, uncertain process, making it manageable, predictable, and actually incredibly insightful. Today, we're taking a real deep dive into how AI can revolutionize your financial planning, how it can give you, an unparalleled edge in what's becoming an increasingly complex market. Our journey today, it's deeply inspired by the profound insights in the smart money strategy, how to use AI for financial forecasting and beat the market. That's by Anil Nathu. And this isn't just another business book. It really feels like a foundational guide. It shines a light on how the immense power of AI, specifically things like machine learning, deep learning, even natural language processing, is completely reshaping how we predict the financial future. Think about it. Gone are the days of spending endless hours manually crunching numbers, wrestling with those cumbersome spreadsheets, or maybe just second-guessing every single projection you make. AI can genuinely take over that heavy lifting, which means you can shift your focus, right, away from the tedious calculations and more towards high-level strategy, identifying new growth opportunities, fostering sustainable growth. Now, for those of you already in the financial world, you understand the complexity. You get the constant need for accurate foresight. You might recognize the technical power behind AI, but the crucial takeaway that Anil Nathu really highlights in his work is how incredibly accessible many of today's AI tools have become. Sure, the deep math, the computational power under the hood is profound, but the beauty lies in, well, the democratization of these capabilities. Modern platforms, they're often built with user-friendliness right at the forefront, empowering you, the user, with not just raw numbers, but with actionable, data-driven insights that can genuinely transform how you strategize for your business's future. It's really about gaining clarity, gaining confidence without needing to become a data scientist overnight.
What's truly fascinating, I think, is how Anil Nathu frames the core objective here. He really emphasizes that AI's fundamental purpose in financial forecasting is to transform that financial uncertainty, making a highly manageable, predictable process. And this isn't just, a small improvement over the old ways. It's a huge paradigm shift. We're seeing businesses across the entire spectrum now, from agile startups figuring out their first funding rounds, all the way to massive multinational corporations with these incredibly intricate global operations. They're actively deploying AI. And they're gaining a significant, almost you could say, an unfair competitive advantage in predicting future sales trends, understanding those nuanced cash flow dynamics, and maintaining really robust overall financial health. This advanced capability, it lets them allocate resources with surgical precision, identify potential risks way before they become serious problems, and proactively seize opportunities that, well, they might otherwise just miss completely. It's really about using technology to build a more resilient, more forward-looking financial ecosystem for the business. The insights you get from AI, they don't just inform decisions, they proactively shape strategy. They allow businesses to pivot really quickly when the market shifts and optimize performance with accuracy that was just unthinkable before.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Starting right at the beginning, the absolute bedrock. What exactly is financial forecasting? I mean, for anyone working with budgets, P&Ls, you know this term, but let's define it clearly. It's about estimating future financial outcomes for a business, maybe a specific project, or even, an individual's personal wealth. Essentially, you're trying to paint a financial picture of tomorrow based on the data you have from yesterday and today. So what does that actually mean for you in practical terms? Well, it translates into a critical understanding of several key metrics. First, predicting how much money your business is likely to bring in, that's your revenue. Crucial. Then, anticipating how much money will flow out, those are your expenses. Everything from operational costs to marketing spend, salaries, and of course, calculating what's left after those expenses are paid. Your profit, the ultimate measure, right? But maybe, just maybe, the most vital thing for day-to-day survival and long-term growth is forecasting your cash flow, understanding precisely how much liquid cash will be available at any given time. That's the lifeblood. Cash flow really is the lifeblood of any thriving enterprise. It dictates whether you can pay your bills, invest in growth, everything. Historically, this whole process, it often involved tedious manual calculations, right? Endless spreadsheets, iterations, and let's be honest, a significant amount of guesswork. Educated guesswork, maybe, based on experience, intuition. It was often pretty reactive, trying to catch up with economic shifts rather than actually anticipating them.
Precisely. And financial forecasting, it's so much more than just an administrative chore, isn't it? It is the fundamental bedrock. Everything else in strategic business planning is built upon it. Understanding these core metrics, revenue, expenses, profit, and especially, like you said, cash flow, It's absolutely vital for any business, regardless of size. To make truly informed, impactful strategic moves, it dictates everything. Hiring decisions, how much inventory to buy, what your marketing budget should be, long-term investments, all of it. And what Anil Nathu's work, like in the Smart Money Strategy, consistently emphasizes is how AI profoundly elevates this entire process. It transforms what was often, a subjective art, heavily reliant on that intuition, into a rigorous, empirical, and highly data-driven science. The shift is just massive because traditional forecasting methods, they were foundational, sure, but they simply couldn't handle the sheer volume of data available today, or the rapid velocity at which it changes, or the incredible variety of data sources. And they certainly couldn't reliably uncover the subtle, complex, often nonlinear connections that advanced AI models can spot. Imagine trying to manually process billions of data points, consumer behavior, macroeconomic shifts, supply chain hiccups, all at the same time. It's just not humanly possible. By accurately understanding these future financial states, businesses can allocate resources far more efficiently. They can proactively assess risks long before they become critical, and set realistic, achievable goals that are actually aligned with their predicted capabilities. This enhanced predictive power, it allows for a much more agile, robust, and strategic response to whatever the market throws at you. Ultimately, it strengthens the business's stability, accelerates growth, and secures its competitive position.
That makes a really strong case for why it's so important. So, okay, here's where it gets really transformative, I think. Why use AI specifically for financial forecasting? Why isn't it just another tool in the box, but increasingly a truly smart, maybe even indispensable move for staying competitive? The benefits aren't just small tweaks. They're really compelling. We're talking about things like vastly increased accuracy, significant time saving, remarkable adaptability to changing conditions, and the ability to make genuinely data-driven decisions. Think about this. Have you ever spent hours, maybe even days, meticulously building a forecast, poring over spreadsheets, only to find yourself still second-guessing it, still wondering, did I miss something? Did I misinterpret that signal? Overlook a key variable? AI can effectively take over so much of that heavy lifting, freeing up your most valuable asset, your time, your mental energy, and your team's focus for strategy.
Let's really dive into each of those benefits, because understanding the why and the how behind them truly shows AI's game-changing power. Okay, first up, increased accuracy. What's truly astonishing here is the sheer scale and speed AI models operate at. Imagine an AI system sifting through terabytes, maybe even petabytes, of financial data, historical sales, economic indicators, market trends, social media chatter, global news, all in a fraction of the time it would take a human team. And in doing so, these models can identify intricate, non-obvious patterns, subtle correlations, emerging trends that human eyes, no matter how skilled, might easily miss in all that noise and complexity. For example, a traditional forecast might completely miss the subtle, delayed impact of, say, a competitor's marketing campaign launching 6 months down the line. And AI, having analyzed millions of similar past scenarios across different industries perhaps, might precisely quantify that ripple effect. This leads directly to superior precision in forecasts. We're talking significant reductions in forecasting errors, sometimes up to 20–30% compared to traditional methods, especially in complex, volatile markets.
And that level of precision translates directly into better inventory management, more optimized pricing, smarter capital allocation, real bottom line stuff. Then there's the huge time-saving aspect. And it's not just about getting answers faster, although AI is undeniably quicker. It's really about a fundamental reallocation of human brain power, right? Your intellectual capital. Think of the countless hours your finance team might currently spend on repetitive data entry, manually pulling data from different systems, basic number crunching for those quarterly or annual forecasts. AI can automate vast portions of this laborious process. This frees up those talented individuals to pivot towards much higher value activities. Things like conducting deeper strategic analysis, running complex what-if scenarios, identifying entirely new growth opportunities maybe, or directly engaging with the business units to offer proactive financial guidance. It essentially means your finance department can shift from being a historical reporting function to becoming a strategic foresight powerhouse. Now, adaptability. Consider just how incredibly dynamic today's global markets are. Economic indicators shift practically weekly. Consumer behaviors evolve faster than ever. Unexpected global events, supply chain disruptions, geopolitical shifts can ripple through industries almost instantly. Traditional forecasts, once you've painstakingly set them, can become outdated really fast, like navigating with an old map. AI systems, however, are inherently designed to be continuously responsive. They can automatically adjust their predictions, often in near real time, as new data streams in. Whether it's the latest inflation figures, a sudden spike in online sales, or a shift in commodity prices. This makes them incredibly responsive to these dynamic market changes or even internal business shifts. They're constantly refining their outlook. If you connect this to the bigger picture, it means truly agile financial planning. Your forecasts aren't just static reports gathering dust. They are living, learning, breathing entities that evolve with your business, providing a continuously optimized and current view of what's likely coming down the financial road. And finally, the shift to data-driven decisions. This is perhaps the most profound systemic change AI brings. For too long, especially maybe in small to medium-sized businesses, critical decisions have often been heavily influenced by, well, gut feelings, right? Anecdotal evidence, or just the experience of a few key people. Now, human intuition and experience are incredibly valuable, don't get me wrong, but AI provides that empirical bedrock, that solid foundation. It allows businesses to base their crucial strategic choices on solid, objective data, on statistically validated insights, identified patterns, rather than just speculation or subjective bias. This significantly reduces the risk of making costly mistakes that can come from uninformed assumptions. A common issue in traditional forecasting, for instance, is confirmation bias, where analysts might unconsciously look for data that supports what they already believe. AI, running on algorithms, is inherently free of those human cognitive biases in its analysis, which, raises an important question for all of us. In a world drowning in data, how do we best balance the invaluable qualitative insights from human experience with the objective, pattern-finding power of algorithms? It's not about replacing human judgment. It's about profoundly enhancing it, creating this powerful synergy that really optimizes outcomes.
That's a fantastic explanation of the benefits, really clear. And it leads us perfectly into understanding, okay, how does this actually work, the mechanics behind it? So how exactly does AI do this in financial forecasting? At its simplest, maybe it's like teaching a system to learn from data, much like, as Anil Nathu puts it in the Smart Money strategy, like teaching a child to recognize patterns. The more good, relevant examples you give it, the better it gets at figuring out what comes next, leading to hopefully increasingly accurate financial predictions. And this learning process, it typically follows a pretty clear iterative cycle, right? You start with data collection, gathering everything you need. Then you move to model training, where the learning happens. That leads to prediction, getting the actual forecasts. And finally, there's this ongoing process of adjustment, refining things over time. It's like a continuous feedback loop, making sure the AI is always getting smarter, constantly improving its understanding of financial dynamics.
Exactly. Let's break down each of those steps to really grasp the mechanics, going a bit beyond the analogy. Step 1, data collection. This is absolutely foundational. You could argue it's the most critical step. AI systems, especially these sophisticated financial models, are incredibly data hungry. They need a vast array of historical financial data, and importantly, not just from internal sources. Yes, you need your internal sales numbers, detailed expense reports, cash flow statements, transaction histories, all that. But crucially, it has to extend to external factors too. Things like broader economic trends, inflation rates, unemployment figures, GDP growth, interest rate movements from central banks, all that macro stuff. It also needs specific market trends relevant to your industry, sector growth rates, competitor performance data, even regulatory changes coming down the pike. And, more advanced AI models can even pull in unstructured data, things like news articles, analyst reports, social media sentiment about your brand or industry. The sheer breadth, depth, and variety of this data are absolutely key. Because the more diverse and comprehensive the input, the more nuanced and accurate the AI's understanding of the underlying financial dynamics will be. Without enough relevant, clean data, even the most cutting-edge AI model will just struggle. It won't give you reliable predictions, things like data silos or old legacy systems that make it hard to pull data together. Those are significant hurdles right at this first stage. Okay, so once you've meticulously gathered this huge amount of data, the next critical step is model training. This is where the machine learning algorithms really start working their magic. You feed the AI this historical data, and it diligently starts learning the intricate patterns, the complex relationships between different variables. For instance, a model might discover that, say, a specific demographic shift in a certain region reliably leads to a 5% increase in demand for a particular product category, maybe 9 months later. Or it might identify that a specific economic indicator, when combined with a specific pricing action by a competitor, reliably precedes a dip in your profit margins. It's like a super diligent detective sifting through mountains of evidence, not just finding connections, but figuring out how strong they are and predicting what they mean for the future. During this training phase, the AI iteratively builds this complex internal map, this representation of how various factors interact and influence financial outcomes. It's essentially developing its understanding of your financial world without you having to explicitly program every single possible scenario. And this involves various techniques. Sometimes supervised learning, where it learns from labeled examples like past sales linked to specific ad spend. Sometimes unsupervised learning, where it just finds hidden structures in unlabeled data on its own. Right, so after the model has been rigorously trained, validated, and has developed a solid understanding of these patterns, it moves into the prediction phase. At this point, the AI model basically becomes a powerful, automated forecasting engine. You feed it new, current data, maybe today's sales figures, the latest inflation report, breaking market news, and it immediately uses its learned patterns to estimate future outcomes. It can project next quarter's revenue with surprising accuracy, predict cash flow for the next month, or even forecast the potential impact of launching a new product or changing your pricing strategy. The predictions it generates are entirely based on the statistical relationships and probabilities it found during that extensive training, providing a truly data-driven outlook that can often reveal future trends invisible to just human analysis alone. And crucially, this isn't a static one-off thing where you get a report and you're done. That fourth step, adjustment, highlights the continuous learning loop that makes AI so powerful and resilient, especially in dynamic financial environments. As new data comes into the system, actual sales figures, fresh economic reports, unexpected market events, even customer feedback, the AI model continuously refines and improves its predictions over time. It compares its old predictions to what actually happened, identifies any differences, and then adjusts its internal algorithms and parameters to account for those discrepancies. This self-improving nature is what makes AI an evolving tool. It doesn't just predict, it learns through its predictions and the unfolding reality, becoming progressively more accurate and reliable with every new piece of information it processes. This constant adaptation is what ensures the forecasts stay relevant and trustworthy in a world that's always changing.
Okay, so that lays out the how it works conceptually. That makes a lot of sense. Now let's get really practical. Down to the nuts and bolts. How exactly do you go about using AI for financial forecasting in a real-world, actionable way? What are the actual steps you, as a business owner or maybe a financial professional, need to take to implement this in your organization? It feels like a journey, right? Starting with your data, going through the AI's learning phase, and then ending up with continuous, actionable insights.
It absolutely is a journey. And the good news is, it can be broken down into manageable steps. Let's walk through them, drawing on the kinds of strategies Anil Nathu outlines. First up is 4.1 collecting data. We've touched on this, but it bears repeating. This is absolutely paramount. As the smart money strategy really stresses, AI models are voracious learners. They need a lot of high-quality, relevant data to make accurate predictions. So your first mission is to gather comprehensive historical financial data. And like we said, not just internal stuff. You need to cast a wide net. Think broadly. Your internal sales data, critical, gives you past performance trends. Your expense reports need that granular picture of outflows, cash flow statements, shows the ebb and flow of liquidity. But then you must look externally too. What about economic indicators? That means tracking things like inflation rates, unemployment rates, consumer price indices, interest rates from central banks, GDP growth. These big picture factors can have a huge impact. And then there are market trends specific to your world. Industry growth rates, competitor financial performance, shifts in consumer preferences in your niche, even global supply chain dynamics. The more relevant, comprehensive, and granular data you have, covering both internal operations and external factors, the better your AI model will be. Remember that old saying, garbage in, garbage out. It's never been truer than with AI. So quantity and uncompromising quality are equally important here. You might need to leverage APIs from your accounting software, tap into data warehouses, or even use publicly available economic data sets to pull all this together. Okay, once you've diligently collected this vast amount of data, the next critical and often, honestly, underestimated step is 4.2 cleaning data. This might sound tedious, maybe not the glamorous part, but it's precisely where the integrity and reliability of your entire forecasting effort hinges. As the book explicitly warns, AI models are only as good as the data they're fed. Full stop. If your raw data is full of errors, typos in numbers, wrong categories, duplicate entries, big gaps where values are missing, or if it's formatted inconsistently across different sources, your AI's predictions will inevitably be flawed. Period. And that can lead to misleading insights and potentially really costly, misguided strategic decisions. So cleaning data means rolling up your sleeves for a meticulous process. It involves identifying and fixing errors, like outliers that skew averages or incorrect labels. It means intelligently filling in missing values using proper statistical techniques, interpolation, maybe mean imputation, or using your business knowledge, not just leaving blanks that confuse the AI.
And crucially, it means standardizing the format across all your different sources. For example, making sure all dates look the same, like YY, YMMDD, currency values are consistent, product categories use the exact same names everywhere. This detailed pre-processing ensures your data is accurate, consistent, coherent. It provides a solid, reliable foundation for the AI to learn from, minimizes the noise, maximizes the signal. It's absolutely foundational for accurate forecasts. And really, it should be seen as an ongoing data governance practice, not just a one-time chore before you start.
Right.
With pristine, clean data now in hand, you're ready for 4.3 training an AI model. This is arguably the most intellectually interesting part, where your clean data gets fed into the AI system. It's here that the AI truly starts to learn from the patterns hidden inside. It's like giving the AI this massive multi-layered puzzle, and it uses various machine learning algorithms to systematically piece together the complex relationships, the dependencies, the causal links between different financial variables. And the field offers a diverse toolkit of algorithms, right? Each suited for different kinds of forecasting tasks. For example, linear regression. Often a great starting point because it's relatively simple and interpretable. It's excellent for predicting continuous numbers like monthly revenue, sales volume, maybe even stock prices, especially if you think there's a fairly linear relationship between your inputs, like ad spend or interest rates, and the output. Its strength is it clearly shows the impact of each input. But it might struggle if relationships are more complex or nonlinear. Then you have decision trees. These are incredibly useful for more complex data sets with lots of interacting factors. They work by creating this tree-like model of decisions and their possible consequences. You can almost visualize it branching out. If marketing spend is over X, then sales go up by Y. Otherwise, if competitor prices drop, then sales go down by Z. They're quite interpretable, and they can handle both numbers and categories, which makes them popular for things like credit risk assessment or figuring out why customers might leave. We're really good at segmenting data based on different conditions. And for the really big integrated data sets, often with many layers of subtle nonlinear relationships, you get into neural networks. These are a more advanced, more powerful option. They're loosely inspired by how the human brain is structured, with interconnected neurons processing information in layers. They're particularly good at handling vast and highly complex information, uncovering very subtle patterns that simpler models might miss entirely. They excel in scenarios like high-frequency trading prediction, sophisticated fraud detection, or forecasting market volatility where data volumes are huge and relationships are really abstract. Now, while they're incredibly powerful, they're often seen as black boxes because figuring out exactly why they made a specific prediction can be difficult. Their internal workings are complex.
And right there, for anyone listening and thinking, whoa, linear regression, decision trees, neural networks, it sounds like I need a PhD in computer science. Let me just jump in with some reassurance. The brilliant news, and something resources like the AI Coach by Anil Nathu really emphasize, is that the power of today's AI tools means you can often leverage these sophisticated algorithms without needing to write code or dive deep into the math yourself. Many platforms have these powerful algorithms built right in. They have intuitive graphical interfaces, pre-configured settings. Your focus becomes providing the high-quality data and skillfully interpreting the actionable results the AI gives you, rather than needing to be a coding wizard or a data science expert right from the start. This democratization of powerful AI, it's truly a game changer for businesses of all shapes and sizes.
Exactly right. So once your AI model has gone through this rigorous training, whether you used a user-friendly platform or custom code, it's primed for 4.4 making predictions. At this stage, you simply feed your trained AI system current real-time data or maybe new hypothetical scenarios you want to test. And in return, it will forecast future sales, anticipate upcoming expenses, predict cash flow, estimate inventory needs, whatever specific financial metric you need to understand better. The outputs can come in various forms: simple number projections, interactive dashboards, detailed scenario analyses. But the real beauty, the real power of AI here is its dynamic nature. Unlike a static spreadsheet that just sits there, an AI model can continually update its predictions as new data streams in. As your actual sales figures arrive, as new economic reports land, as market conditions shift, the AI integrates this fresh information, revises its internal models, and refines its forecasts. This makes it an incredibly powerful and responsive tool for ongoing financial planning. It's not a static report you file away. It's a living, adapting forecast, providing continuous, real-time insights, helping you navigate that ever-changing financial landscape with more confidence and agility. You can even run multiple what-if scenarios instantly. See the predicted financial impact of different strategic choices before you commit resources. That's huge.
Okay, this is where it really gets exciting for me, seeing the real world impact. We've dissected the what and the how of AI and financial forecasting, but how are businesses actually leveraging this smart money strategy, the kind of thing discussed by AI coach by Anil Matthew, in practice? Let's dive into some concrete, compelling examples of AI in action across different industries. Because this isn't just theory, right? It's happening right now. It's transforming how companies operate, how they make crucial financial decisions, and delivering real, tangible competitive advantages.
Absolutely. These real-world applications truly highlight the versatility, the strategic impact, and the measurable ROI that AI brings to the table across so many different sectors. Take the retail sector, for example. Think about a large apparel chain. They might use AI to predict demand for specific clothing lines. Instead of just relying on last year's sales figures, their AI model analyzes past sales trends, yes, but it also incorporates external factors, upcoming holiday promotions, seasonal weather forecasts, local events happening near stores, even social media trends about fashion and competitor pricing changes. With this highly accurate sales forecast, the chain can optimize its inventory management with unprecedented precision. They can avoid those costly traps overstocking, which ties up cash and leads to big markdowns later, or understocking, which means lost sales and unhappy customers. Furthermore, AI helps them optimize pricing strategies dynamically. If the AI predicts a sudden surge in demand for, say, rain boots because of an unusual weather pattern hitting a region, it might suggest a slight price increase to maximize profit. Or conversely, it might recommend targeted discounts to clear out slow-moving items based on predicted future demand, not just past sales. This directly hits their bottom line, makes operations leaner, more efficient, and significantly more profitable by better aligning supply with anticipated demand. Now, shift gears to the complex world of banking. AI models are absolutely indispensable there. Consider a major bank needing to manage its liquidity and its lending portfolio. Their AI models analyze vast transaction histories, credit scores, historical repayment patterns, real-time economic forecasts, all to precisely forecast cash flow across their entire operation. This ensures they have enough funds to meet daily obligations, but also allows them to invest surplus cash strategically. Beyond just liquidity, AI is crucial for assessing credit risk when approving loans. Instead of just relying on traditional credit scores, AI can analyze hundreds, maybe thousands of data points about an applicant, their spending habits, income stability, industry trends affecting their job, even public records to identify patterns that indicate higher or lower risk. This makes loan decisions faster, potentially fair, and much more accurate, which minimizes defaults down the line. And critically, AI models are incredibly good at detecting fraudulent transactions in real time. By continuously monitoring billions of transactions and spotting anomalous patterns like unusual spending behavior or transactions happening in weird locations close together, they can instantly flag and block potential fraud. This safeguards both the bank's assets and its customers' funds, preventing potentially huge losses. Healthcare, too, which might surprise some people, benefits immensely from AI-driven financial forecasting. Hospitals, large clinic networks, they generate massive amounts of data, patient demographics, treatment history, seasonal illness trends, how resources are used. AI uses this data to forecast patient demand, predicting, for instance, how many patients might need specific elective surgeries next quarter, or how demand for emergency services might spike during flu season or due to some unexpected public health event. This allows them to proactively optimize staffing levels, making sure they have enough doctors, nurses, support staff available, without being critically understaffed, which impacts patient care, or significantly overstaffed, which just inflates operational costs. By balancing patient needs with efficient resource allocation and even supply chain management for medical supplies, AI contributes significantly to both better patient outcomes and the financial health and sustainability of these healthcare providers. And finally, let's look at manufacturing. AI plays a huge role in optimizing efficiency, both operational and financial, from start to finish. Imagine a global car manufacturer. They use AI to predict demand for products across all their different markets. And this isn't just looking at past averages. AI incorporates real-time market fluctuations, potential supply chain disruptions like raw material shortages, energy price volatility, global economic indicators, providing a much more accurate dynamic picture of future demand. The sophisticated demand forecast then directly informs their supply chain management, dictating precisely how much raw material to order from which suppliers and when. This minimizes expensive holding costs, avoids stockouts, prevents costly bottlenecks. It also guides their production schedules, ensuring the right number of cars are produced at the right time to meet predicted market needs, minimizing waste from overproduction, optimizing machinery use, ensuring they can respond quickly to market changes. AI can even go further, predicting when equipment might need maintenance, reducing unexpected downtime, and the financial costs that come with it. So in each of these very different cases, the consistent theme, the through line, is that AI facilitates more informed financial decisions, leading to better outcomes and significantly higher profits. This is the tangible, measurable benefit that Anil now describes so well in the Smart Money strategy. It powerfully demonstrates that AI isn't just some theoretical concept. It's a practical, indispensable tool, delivering real business value across the entire economy.
That is incredibly powerful. Seeing those diverse applications really brings it home. So, okay, for those of us listening and thinking, right, I'm convinced I want to start exploring this, what are the common AI tools out there today that actually let you put this into practice? Because as we said, you don't necessarily need to be a coding guru or build an AI from the ground up anymore, do you? There are fantastic platforms and libraries available that do a lot of the heavy lifting, really democratizing access to this kind of capability.
You're absolutely right. The landscape of AI tools for financial forecasting is actually quite robust now, and it's constantly evolving. It offers viable options for businesses, even individuals, across various levels of technical know-how. Among the most popular and comprehensive, you've got the major cloud providers offering these powerful, scalable suites. Google Cloud AI, for instance. They provide a really wide array of machine learning services within their broader cloud ecosystem. This includes things like AutoML, which lets users with maybe limited ML expertise train high-quality models with minimal coding effort. That makes it ideal for quickly prototyping financial forecasting models. For more advanced users, they offer custom model development with powerful infrastructure for building and deploying complex deep learning models, great for time series forecasting. Its strength is really its scalability and how well it integrates with other Google Cloud data services. Similarly, Microsoft Azure AI offers a competing but equally powerful and comprehensive set of AI and machine learning tools. These are really designed to integrate smoothly within an enterprise cloud environment. So businesses already using Microsoft stuff can analyze vast amounts of data and make sophisticated financial predictions, often leveraging tools like Power BI for visualization. Azure Machine Learning provides a robust platform for data scientists, while their cognitive services offer pre-built APIs for tasks like sentiment analysis, which can feed valuable insights into forecasting models. Then there's IBM Watson. Known for its powerful cognitive capabilities, its enterprise-grade AI. Watson can be used for highly sophisticated financial analysis and forecasting, and it's particularly strong in areas like natural language processing, NLP, understanding unstructured data. This means it can not only crunch numbers from financial statements, but also interpret and extract critical insights from text, like market news, analyst reports, social media buzz, customer reviews. This qualitative data can provide crucial leading indicators for financial trends that purely numerical models might miss, adding this richer layer of context to your forecasts. More holistic view, really. And of course, for those with strong coding skills, or maybe organizations with dedicated in-house data science teams, open-source Python libraries like scikit-learn and TensorFlow are incredibly popular. They offer immense flexibility. Scikit-learn provides a huge range of classical machine learning algorithms like regression for predicting continuous values, revenue stock prices, and classification for categorizing risk levels, loan defaults. It's known for being relatively easy to use, great documentation. TensorFlow, developed by Google, is more focused on deep learning, especially neural networks. It lets you build highly custom advanced AI models for very specific, complex forecasting needs, especially with massive data sets and intricate patterns. It's a favorite for cutting-edge financial modeling, supporting both research and production deployment. It's important, I think, for listeners to understand that this toolkit really varies significantly. Some are indeed plug-and-play solutions. They need relatively little technical expertise to get started, have nice graphical interfaces, pre-built models, perfect for smaller businesses or finance teams just starting their AI journey. Others, like those Python libraries, definitely require more advanced knowledge of programming and machine learning to unlock their full power and build highly customized solutions. The choice ultimately depends on your organization's internal capabilities, how complex your forecasting needs are, and of course, your budget. But the good news is there's likely a solution out there for almost every level of technical comfort and business requirement now.
That's a genuinely helpful overview of the toolkit available. Really practical. But, as with any powerful technology, while AI offers these immense benefits, we also have to acknowledge the practical realities, the potential pitfalls, which raises an important question. What are the significant challenges and considerations that businesses need to navigate when they adopt AI for financial forecasting? And Maybe more importantly, how do we proactively overcome them? Because let's be honest, it's probably never a perfectly smooth magic bullet solution, is it?
Absolutely not. And acknowledging these challenges upfront is crucial. While AI has truly revolutionized forecasting, integrating it effectively does come with its own set of significant hurdles. These need to be understood and strategically addressed to realize AI's full potential. The first major challenge, and you could argue it's the most fundamental one, is one, data quality. We keep coming back to this, but it's critical. AI models are amazing learners, but their insights are only as accurate and reliable as the data they eat, right? If the data they're trained on is incomplete, inaccurate, outdated, or riddled with inconsistencies, the forecast generated will inevitably be flawed. And this isn't just an inconvenience. It can lead to highly misleading predictions, bad strategic decisions, and ultimately it erodes trust in the AI system itself. Imagine, say, a retail company trying to forecast seasonal sales. If their historical data has missing weeks or incorrect product categories, maybe somewhere mislabeled as winter gear, or it doesn't accurately account for past discounts, the AI learns from those flaws.
Its predictions for future sales will then be wildly off, leading to costly overstocking or missed revenue from understocking. Another common issue here is data bias. If historical data reflects past biases, maybe in hiring, lending, whatever, the AI might learn and perpetuate those biases in its forecasts if you're not incredibly careful. So, the solution. It involves a multi-pronged, ongoing approach to data governance. It's not a one-off fix. First, you absolutely must gather data from reliable, verified sources. Ensure the information is authentic, complete, relevant. This might mean investing in better data pipelines or integration tools. Second, you need to implement rigorous processes to clean and pre-process data meticulously. This includes automated checks to find and fix errors, intelligently filling in missing values using appropriate statistical methods, not just deleting rows, and standardizing formats across all your data sets. Consistency is key. Third, and critically, you need continuous monitoring for accuracy and consistency. Data drifts, things change. For that retail company, it means regularly updating data, running quality checks, proactively fixing inconsistencies as they pop up. Investing in data quality isn't optional. It's a continuous commitment to maintaining the integrity of your forecasting foundation. Okay, next big challenge. 2. Cost. Let's be real. Implementing advanced AI solutions can be a significant financial undertaking, especially for smaller businesses or startups with tight budgets. And these costs aren't just about buying or developing the AI software itself, it's a broader spectrum. There's often substantial investment needed to hire skilled people, data scientists, machine learning engineers, AI developers who command pretty high salaries. Then there are the ongoing operational costs. Maintaining the necessary infrastructure, powerful servers maybe, cloud computing resources definitely, data storage, plus the sheer computational power needed to run and refine these complex models. Plus costs associated with acquiring data, especially external premium datasets, integrating the AI with your existing systems, and the long-term effort of model maintenance and recalibration. It all adds up. So how do you manage these potentially considerable costs effectively? Several strategies help. A wise first move is often to start with focused pilot projects. This lets you demonstrate AI's tangible value and ROI on a smaller, contained scale before you commit to huge, expensive enterprise-wide rollouts. Prove the concept first. Second, instead of the high cost and complexity of building everything from scratch, you can utilize off-the-shelf AI solutions. Many ready-made platforms offer robust forecasting capabilities at a fraction of the cost of custom development, often using subscription models, which are easier to budget for. Check out what the AI Coach by Anil Nathu might recommend here. And third, consider cloud-based AI services from providers like Google Cloud AI or Microsoft Azure AI. They offer scalable, pay-as-you-go pricing. You only incur costs for the resources you actually use, which significantly reduces initial infrastructure spending and allows flexible scaling. For example, a small e-commerce business might start using a cloud tool just for forecasting sales for its top-selling product category. As they see clear benefits and ROI, they can then gradually scale up its AI applications to other products or metrics, spreading the cost over time. No massive upfront hit. A third significant challenge is 3. Complexity. The underlying tech, the operational side of some AI tools, especially those advanced deep learning models, they can demand advanced technical knowledge. For businesses without dedicated in-house data scientists, ML experts, or even an IT team with specific AI expertise, this can be really daunting. It's not just about clicking a button, it's understanding data prep, choosing the right model, tuning hyperparameters, validating performance using metrics like RMSE or MAE, and intelligently interpreting results which are often probabilistic, not deterministic. Without this expertise, businesses might struggle to customize models effectively, troubleshoot problems when they arise, or even fully trust the forecasts being generated. So, to address this knowledge gap, businesses have several good options. One is to invest strategically in training programs for your existing team members. Build internal AI literacy and specialize expertise gradually. This creates a more AI-ready culture. Another, often faster solution, is to hire external experts or consultants who specialize in AI. They can provide crucial help with initial setup, model tuning, ongoing maintenance, bringing in specialized knowledge without the long-term overhead of a full-time hire, especially for smaller firms. A third, an increasingly popular option, is to opt for AI platforms specifically designed for ease of use. These often have intuitive graphical interfaces, drag-and-drop features, pre-configured models, and good customer support, significantly lowering the technical barrier to entry. For instance, a medium-sized financial services firm, instead of building a whole data science unit, could partner with a consulting firm specializing in AI to set up and fine-tune their sophisticated forecasting models, leveraging deep expertise. Or they might choose a user-friendly AI tool with guided setup and strong support, minimizing the need for deep internal technical skills. And finally, we hit the sneaky challenge of 4, overfitting. This is a really common and critical issue in machine learning that can seriously undermine your financial forecasts. Overfitting happens when an AI model learns the training data too well, meaning it doesn't just learn the general underlying patterns you want it to learn. It also memorizes the noise, the random fluctuations, the specific outliers, the errors that happen to be in that particular historical data set. When this happens, the model becomes overly specialized to its training set. Becomes less effective at predicting new unseen data because it can't generalize properly to the real world, to future scenarios. It's like that student who memorized every answer from past exams but falls apart when faced with new questions that are slightly different. For example, a manufacturing company's demand forecast model might overfit if it's too heavily influenced by a single unusual sales spike from a one-off promotion last year. It might then predict similar unrealistic spikes in the future under normal conditions. So how do you fight overfitting? Several sophisticated techniques are standard practice. One is using cross-validation techniques. This involves splitting your data into multiple parts, train the model on some parts, then test it rigorously on others, the validation set, that it hasn't seen during training. This gives a much better sense of how well it will generalize to new data. Another crucial technique is applying regularization techniques. These essentially penalize overly complex models during training, encouraging them to be simpler and thus more generalizable, by reducing the influence of less important features or connections. A practical strategy is also just to start with simpler models, like linear regression or basic decision trees, which are inherently less prone to overfitting. Only increase the complexity if it's genuinely necessary and demonstrably improves performance on new unseen data, not just the training data. For that manufacturing company, using cross-validation to test its demand forecasting model on various data subsets ensures the model performs robustly, not just on its old production data, but also accurately predicts demand for new products or under different market conditions. It ensures the forecasts are reliable. Addressing these challenges proactively, thinking about them from the start, is really key to building an effective and sustainable AI forecasting capability.
Those challenges are definitely significant, but it's really good to hear there are well-established practical solutions to navigate them. And hearing about them, it kind of underscores a fundamental point, doesn't it? The need for responsible, thoughtful AI implementation. Because if your data is flawed or your models are overfitted and giving unreliable results, or if the costs make these tools inaccessible for smaller players, that's not just a technical or financial problem. It ultimately impacts the integrity, maybe even the fairness of the insights you're generating. It really reinforces that critical need to build transparent, robust, and accessible AI systems that genuinely serve our business goals and deliver results we can actually depend on. So, okay, with all this incredible potential and these practical considerations firmly in mind, what does this all mean for the future? Where is this heading? How will AI continue to shape financial forecasting as envisioned by Anil Nathu and maybe the perspective offered by resources like the AI Coach by Anil Nathu? It feels like we're really only at the beginning of this transformation, doesn't it? The landscape seems set to evolve dramatically.
Oh, absolutely. The trajectory for AI in financial forecasting is incredibly exciting. It really promises to fundamentally redefine how both businesses and individuals navigate their financial futures. We are genuinely on the cusp of a new era of predictive financial intelligence. One of the most significant and I think empowering trends we're already seeing is one, increased accessibility. Historically, AI often felt complex, right? requiring specialized knowledge, big computing resources, limiting its use mainly to large enterprises. But the future points strongly toward the pervasive emergence of more user-friendly tools that democratize access to these sophisticated forecasting capabilities. We can definitely anticipate more intuitive, graphical interfaces, simplified no-code or low-code workflows, and the widespread availability of pre-built models and customizable templates. This fundamental shift will empower a much wider range of users. Think small business owners managing monthly budgets, individual investors trying to optimize their personal portfolios, enabling them to leverage powerful AI-driven insights without needing that deep technical background in data science or programming. This democratization means the competitive advantage of AI forecasting won't just belong to the tech giants anymore. And this increased accessibility will naturally lead to two: enhanced decision-making across the board. As AI algorithms continue to get more advanced, and as they integrate increasingly diverse data sources, their ability to provide smarter, more informed financial decisions will just accelerate exponentially. These next-gen algorithms will delve even deeper into financial data, uncovering deeper insights, more subtle, nonlinear correlations that are currently invisible or just too complex for humans to analyze reliably. Imagine AI evaluating a vastly broader array of factors: economic indicators, real-time market conditions, geopolitical events, historical performance, all simultaneously offering predictive insights with an even higher degree of precision. This means businesses can optimize complex investment portfolios more effectively, manage intricate cash flow scenarios with foresight that was previously impossible, assess dynamic market risks with a clarity we haven't had before. It's about a profound shift, moving away from reactive decision-making, where you just respond to what already happened, towards truly proactive, foresight-driven strategic planning, anticipating market shifts before they fully hit. Another really transformative trend is 3, integration with emerging technologies. The future of AI and forecasting won't happen in isolation. Its power will be dramatically amplified by combining it with other cutting-edge tech, particularly blockchain and the Internet of Things, IoT. Let's think about blockchain first. When you integrate AI and blockchain, you dramatically enhance the security and transparency of the data used for forecasting. Blockchain's immutable, distributed ledger provides this tamper-proof, verifiable record of financial transactions and data points. This inherently trustworthy single source of truth data can then be analyzed by AI to predict future trends with much greater confidence, because the data itself is unimpeachable. This combination is also a powerful tool for combating fraud and ensuring data integrity, which is absolutely crucial for generating accurate, compliant, trustworthy forecasts, especially in highly regulated financial sectors. Imagine AI forecasting based on financial records that are cryptographically secured, transparently auditable. That's a huge boost for trust and reliability. Then there's IoT, the Internet of Things. IoT provides this wealth of real-time granular data from various devices and sensors. Think about smart factory sensors tracking machine performance and energy use, retail sensors monitoring foot traffic and inventory levels on shelves, logistics sensors tracking supply chain movements in real time. Integrating AI with this continuous stream of real-time IoT data allows for more dynamic and up-to-date forecasting. For example, a manufacturing business could use IoT data to constantly monitor raw material levels and track real-time production output. This enables immediate, precise adjustments to financial forecasts based on current ground-level conditions, rather than waiting for delayed daily or weekly reports. This level of immediate feedback allows for unparalleled responsiveness, letting businesses pivot their financial strategies with incredible agility. And finally, I think we'll see a significant move towards forefront, personalized financial planning. AI's potential goes way beyond just corporate finance. It's set to profoundly impact personal finances for individuals everywhere. AI tools could become truly indispensable for anyone looking to manage their money more effectively, achieve their financial goals. Imagine AI analyzing your specific personal spending habits, unique income patterns, existing investment portfolios, and specific financial goals like buying a house, saving for retirement, funding kids' education, and then providing customized advice and projections based on your life. This goes far beyond generic financial advice. It's tailored, actionable insights on saving, investing, budgeting, debt management, specifically optimized for your unique situation, your risk tolerance, your aspirations. These AI-powered tools will likely offer highly interactive features too. Sophisticated scenario analysis letting you model the financial impact of different life choices, like taking a new mortgage, changing careers, investing in crypto maybe, and robust goal tracking, allowing you to visualize your progress towards financial milestones in real time. This really empowers individuals to make more informed decisions, adjust their plans dynamically, and gain unprecedented control over their financial destiny.
Wow, that paints a truly vivid and frankly exciting picture of the future. The overarching message, as envisioned by Anil Nathu, and maybe the forward-looking perspective from resources like the AI Coach by Anil Nathu, seems crystal clear. The future of financial forecasting is incredibly bright. AI is leading the charge towards a profoundly more insightful, dynamic, and fundamentally data-driven approach to managing every aspect of our finances, both within businesses and for us as individuals. It really feels like moving from navigating in fog to having predictive clarity. So, okay, bring it back to today. What does this all mean for you listening right now? How can you actually put these incredible insights, maybe from the AI Coach by Anil Nathu or similar resources, into practice, starting today, right where you are? It can seem like a lot to take in, maybe a bit overwhelming, but by breaking it down into actionable phases, you can start small, demonstrate value, and scale up effectively. It feels achievable then, right?
That's the crucial question, isn't it? How do you actually start? And the good news is there is a structured, actionable plan you can follow to integrate AI into your financial forecasting. It draws directly from the kinds of successful strategies Anil Nathu outlines. We can think of it as a three-phase journey. First, foundation and goal setting. Then, exploration and pilot. And finally, scale and sustain. Let's begin with phase one, foundation and goal setting. This is all about getting your house in order and being really clear on what you want to achieve. Step one, define your forecasting needs. Okay, before you even look at AI tools, clearly identify what specific financial metrics you want to predict and why. Don't try to boil the ocean. Don't try to forecast everything at once. That's a recipe for getting overwhelmed. Do you need to predict revenue for just one new product line? Pinpoint key operational expenses like utilities or ad spend. Identify potential cash flow bottlenecks. Start small. Be specific. Knowing your precise target is the absolutely essential first step. For instance, maybe just focus on the sales forecast for your top 3 products initially, or maybe the expense category that fluctuates the most.
Step 2. Inventory your data. Next, do a thorough assessment of the historical data you already have. Where is it? Spreadsheets, old databases, accounting software, CRM systems, external market data feeds you subscribe to. What formats are they in? How detailed is it? This data inventory is your starting point for that crucial collecting data step. Understanding your current data landscape reveals gaps, highlights potential integration headaches, and informs where you need to focus your collection efforts. Documenting your sources, types, and limitations is really helpful here. Step 3. Prioritize data quality. We've said it before, we'll say it again. This is non-negotiable for accurate AI forecasts. It's the bedrock. Commit dedicated resources, whether it's time, specific software tools, or people to cleaning data. AI models are only as good as the data they eat. Implement consistent, systematic processes. Find and remove errors. Intelligently fill in missing values using proper statistical methods. Standardize formats across all your data sources. This upfront investment in data integrity prevents flawed predictions later, saving you huge amounts of time and potential costs down the road. Maybe even set up automated data validation checks to maintain quality over time. Okay, foundation set. Now, on to phase 2. Exploration and pilot. This is where you actually test the waters and start demonstrating value. Step 4. Explore user-friendly tools. Based on your defined needs and your data inventory, start researching common AI tools and platforms. Look for options, maybe Google Cloud AI, Microsoft Azure AI, or a specialized forecasting software that offer those plug-and-play solutions, intuitive interfaces, good support documentation. Focus on platforms that minimize the need for deep technical expertise, helping you get around that complexity challenge. The goal here is to find something that empowers your existing finance or business teams, not necessarily require hiring a whole new data science department right away. Step 5. Run a pilot project. This is strategically critical. It lets you demonstrate AI's value without a massive upfront investment or risk. Do not try to forecast your entire company's future right out of the gate. Pick a small, manageable, but still impactful project, like forecasting sales for just one product line, or predicting a specific operational expense like utilities for the next quarter, or analyzing customer churn for just a small segment of your base. This allows you to manage the initial cost, learn invaluable lessons in a controlled environment, and crucially, prove the concept before you ask for bigger resources. Celebrate these early wins to build internal momentum and buy-in. Step 6. Invest in foundational learning. Even with the most user-friendly tools, a basic understanding of how AI works, the concepts of data quality, model training, how to interpret statistical outputs can be incredibly valuable for your team. Encourage them to take short online courses, attend webinars, or leverage resources provided by platforms like, well, the AI Coach by Anil Nathu, perhaps.
This foundational knowledge empowers your team to better interpret the AI's results, ask more insightful questions, maybe even troubleshoot minor issues themselves. It fosters a more data-literate culture, which is essential. All right, finally, we move to phase 3, scale and sustain. This phase is all about growing your AI capabilities responsibly and making it stick. Step 7, monitor and refine. Remember, AI models aren't static things you set and forget. They require continuous adjustment as new data flows in and market conditions inevitably change. You need to establish a routine. Consistently feed fresh data into your model. Regularly review its predictions against actual outcomes. This continuous feedback loop is absolutely vital for maintaining and improving accuracy over time. Look into automating data ingestion and model retraining where possible to keep your forecasts current and sharp. Step 8, scale incrementally. As your pilot project succeeds, as it demonstrably delivers tangible value, maybe more accurate inventory leading to cost savings, reduced waste, better cash flow management, then you gradually expand AI's application to other areas of your financial forecasting. This incremental scaling lets you spread out further investment, manage risk effectively, and integrate AI more smoothly into your overall operational and strategic financial planning across the organization. Don't try to do everything at once even now. Build capabilities step by step. Step 9, address challenges proactively. Stay vigilant. Continuously monitor your models for signs of overfitting, where they might look great on old data but perform poorly on new data. Use techniques like regular cross-validation. Ensure your data remains high quality as your business processes evolve, or you add new data sources. And don't hesitate to seek external consulting services or specialized training if technical expertise becomes a barrier to further progress, or if you run into complex modeling challenges you can't solve internally. Proactive problem solving is absolutely key to long-term success with AI. Step 10. Uphold responsible AI practices. This isn't just a final checkbox, it's an ongoing commitment that needs to be woven into everything you do with AI. Always consider the transparency of your AI's predictions. Can you explain, at least at a high level, why the model is making certain forecasts? Or is it a complete black box you just have to trust blindly? Address concerns about fairness in data usage. Make sure historical biases aren't being accidentally baked into your future forecasts. And rigorously protect data privacy, especially with sensitive financial information. Adhere to regulations like GDPR or CCPA and follow best practices. As the Smart Money strategy highlights, building trust in your AI system through these responsible practices is paramount for long-term adoption and truly effective utilization.
That is a truly comprehensive and I think very actionable roadmap. It makes it feel much more achievable. Taking those steps from the foundational planning and that relentless focus on data quality through piloting and learning to continuous refinement and always upholding those responsible AI practices, it really will position you incredibly advantageously in today's business landscape. It ensures you're equipped with the most advanced tools for predicting and navigating the financial future, giving you unparalleled clarity, precision, and ultimately a significant competitive edge. We've taken a real deep dive today, haven't we, into how artificial intelligence, from the fundamental ideas of machine learning and deep learning to the power of natural language processing, can fundamentally transform financial forecasting. It's abundantly clear, I think, that AI is ushering in an era of unprecedented speed, accuracy, and data-driven insight, things that were just previously unattainable with traditional methods. And this isn't just about crunching numbers faster. It's really about a fundamental paradigm shift. Moving from reactive guesswork, looking backwards, to proactive, intelligent financial strategy, looking forwards. The ability to analyze vast amounts of diverse data with astonishing precision and to continually refine predictions as new information emerges. It gives businesses and individuals too a truly significant competitive advantage. As AI continues its rapid advancement, as it becomes even more integrated into our daily operations, its impact on financial forecasting will only become more profound, more essential, probably more intuitive over time. So the question really for all of us listening isn't if AI will shape your financial future, but rather how you choose to embrace it, how you choose to harness its incredible, increasingly democratized power.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here, I think, is that AI isn't just a tool for better prediction. It's actually a profound catalyst for rethinking fundamental business strategy itself. It really urges us to move beyond merely reacting to market shifts or historical patterns. It compels us instead to make truly proactive, data-informed choices that actively shape our future, rather than just responding to it. The immense potential laid out in works like The Smart Money Strategy, How to Use AI for Financial Forecasting and Beat the Market by Anil Nathu, and the practical insights you might find from resources like AI Coach by Anil Nathu. This is genuinely just the beginning of this transformative journey. It's really an invitation, isn't it,
to explore a world where financial uncertainty progressively gives way to predictable clarity, empowering all of us to navigate complexity with newfound confidence.
Thank you for joining us today. Visit the AI Coach website for more AI insights.